I'm sick of Malaysia. I'm going to Singapore. I'm going south.
They keep coming back to me saying, Jianwei, we don't need you yet. We don't need you yet. We don't need you yet.
Reject.
So after multiple rejection, I banned Singapore.
Serious lah.
Hard lah.
Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new episode of Nois. I am Sufyan.
I'm Azman.
And Jianwei.
Yo,
This is Jianwei. Who is
A
Jianwei?
very special guest,
Yeah.
all the way from Montreal.
Montreal.
No.
Actually, you're Malaysian.
Budak Malaysia.
Wow.
Alright.
Malaysian through and through.
Yeah. So you study in Malaysia.
Yes, I studied in Malaysia.
So like high school is also Malaysian.
One of my
high school.
lecturer.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Oh, you too.
Yeah.
Damn, is everyone your student or something?
That shows he sent people out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Zaman Malaysia. Like he went to the Jauhers lah.
Oh, jauh.
Nois voice.
So you schooled here in Malaysia and then you went to a local university also where I happened to teach you, and
Wow.
then you worked in Malaysia also before you
Yeah.
went on your journey beyond the border.
Yes,
Alright,
definitely.
so maybe a bit of a quick one about yourself. Like, what are you doing right now?
What are you doing?
I mean, you're sitting. What do you do profession wise?
I have been a professional lighter, rendering, 3D lighter, not lighter.
Oh, okay.
Although you can make a joke. Lighter.
So you're a lighting artist, and before this you were a rendering artist also.
No, the moment I graduate is lighting artist. So
right.
lighting artist until today, which is 10 years.
10 years.
Oh, that's a long
It's a decade.
time.
10 years.
Finally, I can use it's a decade.
Oh,
Now you're
wow.
old. Once you can use a decade,
officially
you're
I'm old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yikes. I think I look older though.
Nois voice.
You were in what industry?
Industry?
Yeah.
Of film for, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I know I detoured 2 years in animation, as in TV series.
Yeah. So you worked in a
Cartoon.
TV series, cartoon. What cartoon?
It's for Disney Plus. There's 2 projects. One is called Dog McStuffin, season 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then another one is Harry.
Harry Potter?
No, not
Henry.
Henry.
Oh, okay.
It's a monster. Harry
Okay.
Hugger monster.
Harry Monster.
Hugger Monster.
Yeah, I think it's Harry.
Okay.
Harry. I keep forgetting the names.
So this is like your off-character project where you ventured yourself in animation rather
Yeah.
than film. Okay.
Because there's a part of time I want to do at least a feature, so go into cartoon TV series and see how it works.
Oh, I see.
So you just to test the water. Like, where was that? How long was that working on animation?
Animation. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I know 4 years. After the 4th year, freelance for a while. So 2 years. So it's 2015. So it's about 15, 16. I did a little bit until 2018.
All right, about three.
So
3
16.
years. Yeah,
So it's 16. It's 2 years. I remember it's 2
Okay,
years.
all right. And you were part of Rhythm and Hues Malaysia.
Yes.
Oh, you were.
Yes, I was for 3 years until they closed down.
Yikes.
So what did you manage to work on when you were at RNH?
The first one is Mr. Popper Penguins.
Okay, the penguin thingy.
Jim Carrey.
Yes, finally. Yeah, score. Followed by Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then Life of Pi.
Oh, you were on Life of
you were on Life
Pi.
Yes, I did.
So we got an Oscar winner in the house.
Wow.
Yeah, but that is so long time ago.
I know.
so.
It's back in what, 2013?
2012.
2012, 8 years ago. Damn.
8 years ago.
Yeah,
years
and then
ago.
after Life of Pi is Seven Son, but that
Seven
one
Sons.
is. Every time I say like Seven Sons, no, you should tell the world that I work on Life of Pi. Like, oh, come on.
I haven't watched
Well, the
Seven
trailer
Sons.
looked cool at least back then.
It is still cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of effort that I've thrown. You have to look good, man.
So you were a lighting artist working on Life of Pi.
Yes.
All right. So how was it? I mean, how the experience of going through that? You know, working on an Oscar-winning project.
Well,
8 years ago.
8 years ago. Let me dig up some feelings first.
Nois voice.
Life of Pi is a very technical show. It really kills your render.
Oh, yikes.
One of the story back then I always tell is at least 1 or 2 shots If you still know, it's one of the opening shot where you see lots of birds flying around in the zoo.
Yes.
Okay, that sucker takes about 124 hours to render.
One freaking frame or what?
One freaking frame.
One freaking frame. 124 hours?
But it's not the whole entire frame range. It's like maybe 5-6 frames got stuck in the farm. So my supervisor keep asking me, hey Jianwei, your stuff almost done. Where's this frame? Where's this frame? I say, still on the farm. I can't do anything.
Still in the farm.
Yeah, and all this because he wants 3D motion blur. If I turn off 3D motion blur, one day.
To those who are probably in the industry, 3D motion blur, you know, right? So yeah, it's really expensive. It kills render time.
So for my viewers out there, if you want 3D motion blur, it's expensive.
Maybe just don't.
It depends because the director wants it because I already have a backup where there's no 3D motion blur.
Yeah.
And then director said, you know what? Let's go all out.
All out.
I was like, okay, press. And then leave it there. It's a bit painful because I have to wait like that long.
Anything else that you can share from the experience of making Life of Pi?
You get to see the tiger.
Oh, I get to see tiger. Technically, you get to see the whole show. Whole show.
Yeah.
And because how do I put this? You can always check and look at other people's work as well. That's one thing nice. The only downside is you can't take their shot and play around.
I see.
But the good news is because after Life of Pi, we had new recruits and training. So I managed to get some of the shots and let them play around.
That's nice.
So they managed to get the tiger shot.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So just a quick one. What is a lighting artist?
What is a lighting artist? If you see right here, right now, if you see lights coming from this direction and that direction, in the 3D world, that's where I put stuff at this
So
location.
in a 3D world, by default, there's no light. So this guy comes in and fill in the scene with lights.
Yes.
Put lights in 3D.
In biblical terms, let there be light.
Nois voice.
So after Rhythm and Hills filed for bankruptcy, that's the oopsie part.
Big whoopsie.
Big whoopsie. Then I float around basically doing freelance.
Yeah.
So technically that's partially animation, 3D animation, compositing.
Yeah.
And a bit of photography at the side.
Okay.
But that one is not a big gig to consider freelance.
Just for fun.
Yeah, probably. Get paid by people feeding me here, Jianwei.
Okay. So how long were you doing your freelance?
So that's if let's say inclusive with actually that's 3 years.
3 years.
No, inclusive of the two years of animation.
Okay.
So it's about 9 months ish. Because I was helping up some smaller studios or smaller group to do their lighting for their small short animation.
Okay.
But I didn't get to see some results, so a bit sad. Then for a short period of time, I did a Malay movie.
Before we get to that, I mean, is it normal for you to be working on a project? I mean, you work on the lighting for this scene and that scene, and then is it a common thing that you did not manage to look at the final output? I mean, maybe an exception with Life of Pi and all that, but
in general term, usually I get to see at least 80% to 90% completion.
Okay.
Because the last 10%, if let's say you work on a movie scale, the last 10% is color correction from the editor. So those stuff you can't see if the editor is not in-house.
Alright, okay.
And most of the time the movies are definitely not in-house.
Okay.
Because we are the vendors. And I work for the vendors.
Yeah. So anyways, you worked on a Malay movie. What movie was that?
Actually there's 2 Malay movies.
2 Malay movies, okay.
One is more popular, the other one
It's not so.
not so. It's it's direct to TV. I think it was TV9. I forgot what's the title. I think it's Mat Motor, Abang Motor, something like that.
Okay.
Even the title sounds cringe.
It's a very Malay movie.
I can tell.
it's to give you the short version. It's basically Herbie Malaysian edition.
Wait, so the motorcycle moves on its own? Oh, okay. That actually sounds kind of cool.
It has eyes and talks a bit.
Oh, okay.
So the
not so cool.
the motorbike is like, hey, pechite bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit! I'm just
Holy
guessing.
shit, okay.
It's probably around that line.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other movie?
Another movie is called Interchange.
It was an interchange. Okay, the Insides movie.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
cool,
that
cool.
one I help out on another studio called Mira Digital. Yeah. So they give me a short.
I mean, obviously, because that's very much RNH connection right there.
Oh yes,
isn't it?
yes. So I help them in lighting. Unfortunately, the rendering part is a bit ouch because I don't have the hardware.
I see. So
And rendering technically, in technical terms, it's very expensive. If you don't, or rather, if you don't have the base set up correctly, yeah, prepare to suffer.
I see.
So I venture into the more technical, which is hardware setup.
Oh, okay.
That kills me a bit. It makes me sad, but the results came out quite decent. So it's like,
Yeah, it's all worth it.
yes, worth it. All the sleepless nights, like, yeah.
Noise Voice.
Then I went to VHQ, or rather,
VHK. Okay.
basically, yeah, VHQ.
It's a post-production house.
It's
basically,
a
isn't it?
post-production house.
Yeah.
Yes, they are mainly in commercial, but when I went in, they just started out a film division for Malaysia.
Okay.
So we do China movie.
Okay, movies coming from China. I see.
China, yes.
Okay. So how many titles did you manage to work on that?
Let's see, we have
Oh, a lot, huh?
we have one Once Upon a Time. It's 2008,
Okay.
7. I've forgotten what year already.
Oh, okay.
Then we have a Chinese version of Babe. If you know what is it, it's a talking pig.
Talking Pig, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Chinese version.
The Chinese version.
Okay. I mean, I
Still
wouldn't know.
Talking Pig.
I'm not sure if they came out here commercially.
It wasn't out here,
Yeah, okay.
if I'm not mistaken. Because it came the big one called Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
It did came out.
Okay.
The Chinese talking pig, Babe, or called My Bing Bing.
My Bing Bing.
Yeah, that one I don't think it came out in Malaysia, so I didn't get to see it.
Okay.
Okay.
And there are one more. It's sort of like Inception heist sting
Oh, okay.
Chinese version.
Oh, alright.
That one I forgot the title because I didn't have the title. I only got the
The shot.
No, not shot. The project code.
Oh,
But I can't say that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because all movies,
Oh, okay. I get it.
all movies in standard, they will always have a project
code. Yeah.
Like
Like a code name, basically. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be another title. All right.
it's usually another
for
title.
PNC sake, is it?
For PNC sake or for shorter, because some titles are super long. Like if you're gonna call Avengers Infinity War, probably is A. They can take Avengers A, then Infinity War IW, so AIW.
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay, so that would probably be another instance where you couldn't watch the final version of the movie because it released in another country.
That's
Okay.
exactly, and
Alright.
yeah, and it's hard to. Well, China has their own version of PNC and protocol, so it's super tough.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah.
Noise Voice.
So VHQ about 3 years.
3 years.
3
Okay.
years. Help them set up some stuff, and then everything looks good. Then after that, I run away to
Run away. Where did you run away to?
literally ran away to Canada.
Canada.
Oh,
wait, straight away to
wow.
Canada. From there. All right.
Canada.
I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't even go to Singapore. You didn't even go.
Ah, that's another story.
That's another story?
Which
Okay.
I will bring it up later.
All right. Okay. So VHQ and then Canada.
Straight to
Straight
Canada.
to Canada.
Montreal, straight to
Wow.
Montreal. Yes.
So where are you working right now? That's right now. Montreal is right now.
Working, currently still there.
Okay.
Still there, still the same company,
In a company called
MPC,
And
Moving Picture Company.
Moving Picture Company.
in
Yeah,
Montreal.
That's the full name, but if you go for their local term, there's many other names.
Oh, okay.
For the people who work inside, it's an internal joke.
I see.
Okay. Can we talk like that? I mean, can we talk about it?
Yeah, we can.
Anyways,
I mean,
yeah.
it's how do I put it this way? It's just a fun thing. Like
Okay.
I bet all company has their own small little nicknames
sure.
here and there.
All right. So again, within the same profession, lighting artist as well.
Yeah.
So you're working on films as well.
Films.
Okay.
This round going back to Hollywood. So
Okay,
yeah.
back to
Yay.
Hollywood. So is there any title that you can disclose to us? Like what have you worked on, perhaps?
Of course, the one that's already released, Dumbo.
Oh, Dumbo.
Okay, so you guys worked on that. Great.
Review's not that great, but I like it. Shazam,
Shazam. Oh, you worked on Shazam too.
and that's one of my shots. the part where Billy jumps off the rooftop.
Yeah. Then.
Well, technically it's not my shot, but I got inherited halfway. Or
Well, still your shot. Doesn't
Still your
matter.
shot.
To us, it's your shot.
the only thing I can put some glamour. And most of the fight scene at the end. Spoiler if those haven't watched, but then again you're so late.
So late.
Most of the Shazam transformation, Shazam to Billy, Billy to Shazam, I did that as well.
Oh, cool,
Or the
man.
lightning, the flashes of light.
Yeah, but the lightning comes from FX, so that's another story.
Right. Shazam, Dumbo,
Then upcoming, because the trailer is out, Call of the Wild.
Call of the Wild, the one with Harrison Ford.
Yes, Harrison Ford with a dog, but if you eat space mushroom, another meme, it's technically Star Wars.
It's Chewbacca lah.
Oh, it is.
That meme. If you, I've seen it. I just couldn't get it at that time. I saw it.
It's a very hit or miss meme. But I'm gonna put it out because I want to poke fun of people who says, "Oh, Jianwei, you haven't worked on Star Wars yet." Technically,
Nois voice.
Maybe just touch a bit on Singapore. What happened in Singapore?
Singapore.
Singapore.
So when R&H closed down,
Right.
technically I applied non-stop to Singapore.
Oh, okay.
So you're like, I'm sick of Malaysia. I'm going to Singapore. I'm going south.
And guess what? They keep coming back to me saying, Jianwei, we don't need you yet. We don't need you yet. We don't need you yet.
Reject.
So after multiple rejection, I banned Singapore.
Ben terus.
Yeah. No point already. If you reject once, okay, maybe that's not the season.
Yeah,
Reject twice, reject 3 times, I think it's time to call it quits.
How did you take that, man? I mean, how did you take all that?
It's lots of jabs into the heart.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's a lot of bandage. I mean, the heart is bleeding right now. Who knows? I don't know.
But the most important part, the reason why they reject me or reject, I take it as rejection, is there was a point of time.
Okay.
I applied to ILM, or ILM came to Malaysia as a recruitment drive,
Right.
because it just opened up in Singapore.
Singapore, right.
So I always tell this every artist out there, if there's opportunity, take it. So what it does is it offered me a job. I went to interview. I was like, oh yay! Because my friend just say, hey Jianwei, just go try. Send in your resumes and okay, go try. So I said, okay, send already, go for interview. Everything was nice until they mentioned the project. They want to do Star Wars Clone Wars.
Oh, Clone Wars, the animated series.
The 3D version. Okay, and the first 2 seasons wasn't that great.
Okay.
Ish. Well, so I thought. So I didn't want to do cartoon. I want to do movies.
Oh.
So I turned it down.
Yeah.
So technically, I reject them, so they ban me. So
So next time opportunity comes, take it.
take it. If not, just send like crazy, and then if they come, just reevaluate. But on hindsight, instead of working on Star Wars, I work on Life of Pi.
Yeah.
Because it was one or the other.
Okay.
I see.
Well, I didn't know, so. But it still hurts because every time I applied to ILM since IMH closed down, it was constantly rejection as well.
Oh no.
Noise voice.
How's it like working? I mean, for someone who has worked in Malaysia for so long, and then now you're in Montreal for how long already? A year?
At least a year.
A year plus.
It's
right?
a year plus.
Yeah. So
it's gonna-
how's it like working in Montreal? How is it like over there? Is it true that Canadians say sorry all the time?
Oh, is that true?
That is partially true.
Oh.
They are polite. Yeah, definitely polite. Constantly sorry, most probably not. That's I think way too exaggerated.
Okay.
But they are in general a nice bunch of people.
All right.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So how are you adapting? Because Canada, snow and all that.
Surprisingly, actually, I kind of like the cold.
You kind of like the cold.
When I came here, it's like plus 30. I was like,
It was like minus 16 over there, and it's like 32 degrees Celsius over here. All right, but I understand that you like the cold weather so much that you started taking up snowboarding and stuff like
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's cool.
that. Right, that's cool. So you pretty much adapted to the whole culture over there. I mean, no problem for you.
Full culture, not yet, because some of my friends still tell me I still had a little bit of Gina and Malaysian. Sometimes they say, Jianwei, you still behave like an apek lah.
What the hell?
I'm like, what is this, man?
Is this another Malaysian telling you or what?
Another Malaysian.
So that dude, whoever he is like full on Canadian right now or something, assimilated.
No, he wants to keep his Malaysian tradition.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not full on Canadian, but also he's like me. We enjoy the culture over there, but he wants to maintain a little bit of Malaysianness.
Okay,
which is good.
Remember your roots.
Yes.
Dah tak lambat.
Noise voice.
We talked for a bit that day about the work culture, about how it starts at this time and ends at that time, and then you gotta go when the working hour finishes and stuff.
Technically, it's not you gotta go when you gotta go, but there they like to go on time, work the full 8 hours or the contract terms, which is 8 hours, and then leave on time.
Yeah, sebab tak ada mamak dia orang tak lepak mamak tau.
Yeah, and then there's no 24-hour shop except for McD, and then I don't think you want to hang out at that time anyway.
No mamak.
Yeah, no mama. So technically there I really miss nasi lemak.
Which is technically what the first thing you ate when you touched down in KL.
Really?
Before I touched down on the plane already, nasi lemak.
Nasi lemak.
Touchdown, nasi lemak.
Right, but food wise you miss the food lah basically.
Food in general, actually I don't really miss food. But at the same time, Western food can be a little bit bland.
I get you.
Asian food, especially Malaysian food, like spice to the max, flavor to the max. If it's sweet, super sweet. If it's super salty, super salty. If it's spicy, cannot tahan it. There, sweet is like a little bit. If you want salty, a little bit. Spicy, never spicy. As a Malaysian, if you say that anyone there says it's spicy food, you probably say any. The taste lah. If you feed them sambal from here, they die.
Oh, they die.
That's sambal from here. We haven't talked about the Indonesian stuff, you know.
We haven't touched
that one. They'll die twice.
We haven't touched Indonesian stuff. We haven't touched the true Thai, like tom yum. Because tom yum there, no flavor. No flavor. It's like drinking soup ayam.
What?
Noise voice.
Let's talk a bit about overtime, because it was kind of interesting what you told me that day. Overtime, there's a quota that you have to apply for overtime.
No,
You have to apply for overtime
or something.
No, it's not quota. So there, they are basically their state rule and their basically state rule. If you work overtime, some company will pay you. Some company will compensate you in one way or the other.
Okay.
Usually it's food. But if let's say you get paid in general, there is a set rule that you must follow. First, the production must approve. You cannot just simply, I want to OT 1 hour today, sit down, do work for an hour, and expect something good. No, they don't.
So you have to apply for your OT.
You have to apply, get approval. Because if you stay for OT, not to say you cannot, but it makes no sense.
Okay.
This is actually not just Canada. It's just general. They want the actual working hours of
So
a specific
make full
shop.
use of the 8 hours.
No.
Was it?
No, it's for logistics sake.
Okay.
It's like if let's say I were to create a shot, or I take 10 hours a shot, or 10 hours, 10 hours to do a shot.
Yeah.
If they know it's 10 hours, then they can quote to the client, say, this is 10 hours.
Oh, wow.
If let's say you write there 10 hours and then you take 2-3 days, then something is wrong, off balance a bit, and then when the actual shot came, and then let's say they were pitching the shorter version, which is 10 hours, and then you actually take 2 days. So the budget is changed. It's unbalanced.
Okay.
I see.
So that's the main thing for them. They take financial or money and budget.
The ins and outs, they're really
to the
strict
T.
with that. To the T. Wow.
Malaysia a bit leeway here. A few hours here, a few hours here. After that, next thing you know,
Noise voice.
not to discourage people to spend more time on their shot. It's just they want a correct time when the shot is being built.
It sounds like they just want things on paper clearly and stuff like that.
And of course,
like audited, like they want.
it's basically for auditing.
Yeah, auditing. Yeah.
That's number one. Of course, number two, some people like to OT a lot, like me.
Is that like the Malaysianness you bring?
Yeah, that's one bad habit, or that's one habit that I want to kick off. But at the same time, it's hard to kick off because when you do a shot, you put a lot of effort, and especially you care. So when you don't finish at the end of the day, it felt off. So I always spend extra 1 or 2 hours just to make sure it's properly presentable. Because if you work in movie or AAA movie or Hollywood movie, their turnover is actually very fast. Like they want to see a shot at if you get something new, your shot should be up within 2 or 3 days.
Shit. Wow.
They don't wait for 1 week and say, oh, how is your shot? Belum siap. No, they don't take the excuse. Some turnover is even faster, like crunch time. When it's during delivery stage, your shot must be done at least within 24 hours. Not to say because they want you to finish within 24 hours. They want to get clients' approval. And if they can get clients' approval like 1 or 2 days faster or faster before the delivery date,
better.
Win.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
Better. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the main reason why they always have a day. They call it dailies.
Dailies, yeah.
Something that I was trying to push for some local companies as well. Like every day we should review shots, but they don't. Susah.
Okay.
We're too laid back.
I wouldn't say laid back. I say a little bit of not enough hardware. Because,
so the resources.
Because as a lighter, you actually monitor your rendering times.
Yep.
So like I said, 124 hours. Supervisor will say, Jianwei, what happened to your shot? So those are the things. Those are one of the main things as a lighter. You don't just sit there, put lights, and then it's rendering. No, when you put stuff to rendering, you need to know how long it takes.
Yeah.
Like,
I see.
is it a day? Is it 2 days? Because if it's let's say the shot takes 1 day to render or 24 hours. Not 12 hours, 1 day. 24 hours. You need to know when you put in the farm. Let's say you put at the farm 8 o'clock today, like 8 p.m. And then it probably won't come out until next day 8 p.m. So you lose 2 days because you have to present next day or the day after tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow.
As a junior, you probably slack a little bit. It's in the farm rendering. That's one of the memes. It's rendering. Yeah, but when you reach a bit. Because I'm a sequence lighting, because I take care of the sequence, I don't take care of the shots anymore.
Okay.
So I need to make sure that the whole sequence is presentable to the client, or at least to the VFX supervisor.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Nice.
So yes.
Yeah.
Noise voice.
Montreal is a walking/biking friendly city, similar to New York.
Okay.
That's nice.
But it's smaller than New York.
Smaller a bit. Okay.
Which is even better.
Yeah.
Because
it's winter and it's kind of. You said that you like the cold, so you don't really mind walking to work in the winter. Okay, how about in contrast, like during the summer?
Summer is more like Malaysia.
Like Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
Do you still walk though?
Still walk.
Okay.
I do
But
still walk.
the food.
So the food, we had a local cuisine. It's called poutine. It's specially only for Quebec. So Montreal only has
Quebec,
it.
okay.
Out of Quebec or Montreal, poutine is not a general thing.
Okay.
So to them, poutine is like our nasi lemak.
Oh, okay, I get it.
So it's a rice sort of dish.
It's not a rice dish, but because our nasi lemak can put a lot of stuff. You can put rendang, you can put sotong, you can put ayam berempah. That's one thing I missed.
Ayam berempah. Oh man, sedap.
Okay, so what poutine is?
So poutine is basically French fries plus cheese curd plus brown sauce. So that's the base. Like nasi lemak.
that's the base.
That's the base.
That's the base. You can have it as it is, like nasi lemak, or you can put on top of stuff. So you can put Portuguese sausages. You can put smoked beef.
Oh wow.
Pulled pork. Anything and everything you can think of.
Wow.
So that's the reason I say it's exactly like nasi lemak, but not nasi lah.
Can you put nasi lemak on the thing?
Oh, can
also.
Can if
You become poutine lemak.
if I can get the proper nasi lemak recipe over there, which is a bit hard to make because my friend tried to make. A little bit not tasteful as here because the main ingredients are not.
Oh, okay. So ingredients are a bit hard to come by, I suppose.
No, it's a bit different.
Okay.
It's a bit different. Like you can get almost the exact same thing. You can get pandan leaf, you can get santan, but it doesn't. The result doesn't come out the same.
Okay.
It's a bit sakit hati.
Noise voice.
Living expenses?
So living expenses, unfortunately, is on the high side.
Yeah. Okay.
Being a Western country, and in general, it's usually their living is quite high.
Would you say it's comparable to Singapore?
It is compared to Singapore.
Okay.
Montreal is closer to Singapore. If you go to the main capital, which is Vancouver or Toronto, it's even higher. That's why I was told. Vancouver is the highest right now.
Okay.
So it's actually quite close to Singapore. Even the exchange rate is also
kind of like
Malaysian. Because ringgit to Sing dollars is about 3.
3 plus.
Sing to Canadian dollars is 3.1 float.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So Then only cost of living, it's like rental there is like Singapore. So if you've been there, if you work in Singapore before, chances are it's exactly the same.
Okay.
Food wise, actually food is a little bit expensive than Singapore in general.
Okay.
Because like my average, if let's say I eat out every day, my average expenditure per meal would be around $15. If you're gonna do a Malaysian conversion, it's 45 ringgit.
Yeah.
Oh no! Damn, that's freaking expensive.
It's 46 ringgit.
Yeah, but
per meal, one meal.
one meal, and that one meal is basically a value meal from McD.
Holy
Oh
shit.
shit! Yikes!
Okay.
Mahalnya.
Mahal lah. McD is about 10 to 12. If you go out to eat like burger, pasta, yeah, it's 15. 16.
Okay.
But yeah, 45 ringgit for pasta, mahal lah.
Alright, cool.
I wouldn't buy pasta for that price. No way.
Then if you go there to eat steak, steak even nicer. It's about $20 to $30. That's the low end. I haven't hit high.
Oh, that's
yet.
not even hit high yet.
Entry level steak. Okay.
Entry level steak. Okay, that is if you go to the restaurant and eat. There they don't have mama like small hawker. They have hawker centers.
Okay.
Food court. But they don't have hawker centers like how we had in Malaysia, especially mama. So yeah, that's one downside. But if you buy raw ingredients and cook, it can be super cheap. If I eat outside, let's say 20, the lowest of the lowest I can get.
$20.
$20, right? 20 Canadian dollars. If I buy just the steak itself, $6.
Shit.
Oh, okay.
That's like lower. I mean,
banyak beza.
Yeah, big difference. Of course, it's not premium meat, but at the same time, $6 for a steak, I'll take it. I'll take it.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And then if you then to save even more, there apparently they like microwave oven food.
Oh.
So there's a short period of time I dabbled in that, so I can get it as low as $2 a steak.
Oh,
for a
dang.
steak. Yes.
Okay,
Wow.
For a steak or chicken chop. Well, it's quite small portion. It's not. It's not that huge.
Tapi kenyang tak?
As a Malaysian, of course, no. Tak kenyang lah.
Tak kenyang.
That one normally I eat 2 portions, so it's $4.
Oh.
5 lah. So that's why I say $5 to $6 for a steak. Yeah, that's okay.
Noise voice.
So what's your plan now? I mean, you're gonna stay on in Montreal?
Definitely,
for,
definitely stay on.
for a few more years,
Few more years.
and then see where the wind takes you from there, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, definitely got one time if I can get back into ILM for one project to break my karma.
You're still hanging on to
Still
that.
hanging on.
I'm still hanging. It's an open wound.
okay, right.
It's an open.
So we wish you all the best for that, for Montreal. We wish you all the best for your current project, which you're probably not able to tell us, and your future project.
Yeah.
And then, ILM. Who knows?
Who knows?
All right. So, any last words for any budding artists who have this probably dying wish to work outside of the country?
Well, keep on trying.
Keep on
Keep
trying.
on trying.
Keep on trying.
Keep on trying. Just grab onto the opportunity first.
Whenever, so how I landed up in Canada, that's my last and final tip is I'm prepared to do one project actually. Like if you give me 3 months or 2 months in Canada, I'll still take
You'll
it.
take it. Okay.
I'll take it. Previously, I didn't have this short-term mindset like permanent job as a Malaysian.
Yeah.
So that's one mental preparation you have to do is the moment there's one project, one opportunity, even though it's 3 months.
So be prepared to work on the short term.
Be prepared short term. The mindset of working short term for new artists or for young artists is easier because you don't have commitment yet.
Yeah.
For a bit older artists like me, I went out quite late actually. So I already had like car, house, and everything.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Commitments,
But at the same time, I like screw this shit. Let's go.
Right, and then it's been working out fine for you for
It's
now.
good for
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
Hopefully on the long run.
continue.
Yeah. Cool. We would like to thank Jianwei for coming over, hanging out at our place to talk a little bit about what he has done before, what he's doing now, and a little thing about Montreal.
Montreal.
So to those who want to go to Montreal, fix on learn on your French. Je ne sais pas.
Yes, I can't speak French yet.
You can't speak French yet, but it's a first and then English second over there.
French first, English second.
Yeah. So yeah, I wish Jianwei all the best. Good luck on your way home, which is in Montreal, and all the best. And with that, we'll see you in the next episode. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.